Hi folks, I hope that you guys are doing pretty well. So today is Thursday, the 13th of March, 2025. And in today's video, I'm going to decipher for you who the Archangel is in the prophecy in 1 Thessalonians 4, verse 16, okay? Now in here it's talking about the rapture in these paragraphs here, okay? And most Bible scholars already know this, okay? So I'm going to try and keep this video as short as possible, okay? The prophecy reads, "For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first," and then so on. So we know that this is a rapture verse, okay? Now I don't want to talk about the rapture because most Bible scholars already know about the rapture, but I want to decipher for you who is this archangel, okay? Because Jesus is going to descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel. In other words, that this angel has to shout, okay, so that Jesus can actually descend from heaven. Now, in my view, this archangel then is actually Gabriel, the archangel, okay. Now, I do have a problem here. Now, of course, in the Old Testament and in the New Testament, God only is using two archangels. One of them is Gabriel. He's the one that announces the coming out of Jesus. And then the other, of course, is Michael, who is the protector of Gabriel, and he's the enforcer of Bible prophecy. Okay, now let me take you through this now. Okay, so First Thessalonians 4:16. So who is the archangel on this prophecy? Now, for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. So, in my view, then, according to my Bible study, the archangel is Gabriel. Okay, now the archangel Gabriel has always been, okay, the messenger of prophecy, whereas the archangel Michael is the protector of Gabriel. We know this when Gabriel went to deliver the message to Daniel, and he was stopped by the Persian principality or the demonic principality, and Michael had to come down. Had to come to protect him. Okay, so the archangel Michael is a protector of Gabriel and the enforcer of prophecies. Okay, Gabriel has to shout in order to bring Jesus out from heaven, or of heaven if you like, to fulfill the prophecy in Daniel 9:24. Okay, so if you look at the prophecy in Daniel 9:24, of course it reads that there is only God is giving 70 weeks um, for the fulfillment of all sins, like in other words, no more sins, and to anoint the most holy, which is of course Jesus. Okay, so if we read the prophecy here in Daniel chapter 9:24, 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon the holy city to finish the transgression and to make an end of sins and to make reconciliation for inequity and to bring in everlasting righteousness and to seal up the vision and prophecy and to anoint the most holy, which of course is Jesus. Now, because Gabriel then prophesied this to Daniel, then he's the one that actually has to come out and make that shout, if you like, okay, to bring Jesus out, okay, to fulfill the prophecy here in First Thessalonians 4:16, because the role of the Archangel Gabriel has always been to announce and to prophesy the coming out of Jesus, okay, and because he's always had that role, okay, and because importantly, God has only used two angels or two archangels in the Old and the New Testament, and these two angels are only Gabriel and Michael. Okay, and so if you apply common sense, if I just show you the prophecy in how the Archangel Gabriel prophesied to Daniel that 70 weeks are needed to make Cain of all sin or iniquity and to anoint the most holy, then it has to be the Archangel Gabriel who's going to shout. Okay, he's the one that needs to shout in order for Jesus to come out from heaven, because the Archangel Gabriel, he's the one that prophesied to Daniel regarding that Daniel 9:24 prophecy that 70 weeks are needed to make Cain of all iniquity and to anoint the most holy. And because of that, it's logical then that the Archangel Gabriel, he's the one that will fulfill this prophecy in 1 Thessalonians 4:16. And also because I just told you that God only uses two angels or two archangels in the Old and the New Testament, Gabriel and Michael. Okay, so in my view, then Gabriel is the only archangel that will shout in order that this prophecy in 1 Thessalonians 4:16 is fulfilled. He's going to make the shout so that Jesus comes out, to gather the bride for the of course, Rachel, the church, to gather his bride, okay, and take his saints into heaven. So Gabriel has to shout in order to bring Jesus out of heaven, to fulfill Daniel 9:24, okay. In other words, to fulfill those 70 weeks to make end of sin, okay. And there are only two archangels that God uses throughout the Old Testament and the New Testament. So the Archangel Gabriel is the most obvious option. Okay, so the Archangel Gabriel mission is to prophesy, to bring out Jesus the Messiah, whereas the Archangel Michael mission is to fight the heavenly spiritual fights against the dark forces of Satan and the fallen angels. Think of Daniel 10:13, where Michael had to come and help Gabriel against the Persian demonic principality because he was held for 21 days. Okay, think also of Revelation 12:7. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his fallen angels, and they defeated them. Okay, so this is why the only angel or the only archangel that can actually make that shout for Jesus to come and gather his bride, the only one is Gabriel. Okay, because like I said, he's a messenger of prophecy. He's always been the one that God used, to announce the coming of Jesus. Of course, we know that Gabriel prophesied also to Zechariah that he was going to have a son, and of course, we all know that that's John the Baptist. And he also prophesied to Mary. Of course, with the birth of Jesus. Okay, so Gabriel has always been traditionally the announcer of Bible prophecies, in which therefore bringing out Jesus. Okay, whereas Michael has always been, like the enforcer of the prophecy. In other words, God sends Gabriel out to prophesy, and then God sends Michael to help him. So that the prophecy gets through. And Michael has always been the one to fight, in the spiritual realm against all the demonic principalities that are trying to prevent prophecy coming out. So yeah, just a quick video. I just wanted to decipher this for you, and just remember that in the Old Testament, okay, there are only two. I want you to remember this. There are only two archangels that God uses throughout the Old Testament and in the New Testament now. In the Old Testament, of course, God used Gabriel to prophesy to Daniel, to Zechariah, and to Mary. Okay, but also, and God, of course, used the Archangel Michael to go and protect or to defend Gabriel, against the Persian demonic realm, when Gabriel was, uh, had to wait 21 days before he could prophesy to Daniel, okay? That's in the Old Testament, but in the New Testament, Gabriel is actually here in 1 Thessalonians 4:16. He's the archangel that's going to do that shout, okay? And Michael is actually in the New Testament, in the book of Revelation, in 12:7. Okay, he's gonna fight the dragon, but he's also in the book of Jude as well, when Satan had to contend with Michael, for the burial of Moses. Okay, so that's why God only uses two archangels in the Old Testament and also the New Testament, and they are of course Gabriel and Michael, the two archangels. Okay, so just to finish up, the only archangel that can shout to bring Jesus out to fulfill the prophecy in 1 Thessalonians 4:16 has to be the Archangel Gabriel, because he's the one that prophesied to Daniel under Daniel 9:24 that 70 weeks are needed to make for end of inequity. And if Gabriel was the one that told Daniel this, and God is coming down, okay, Jesus is coming down to get his bride for the rapture, then it's most obvious then that since Gabriel prophesied to Daniel about the 70 weeks that are needed to end iniquity and to anoint the most holy, his then is the most obvious choice as the archangel that's actually going to shout to bring Jesus out, for the rapture of the church. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll talk to you all later.